I will tell you something nobody wants to hear. Most people in their 20s who are trying to become rich will fail. They will hit 30, still struggling, wondering what went wrong, blaming the economy, the market, or their bad luck. But here's the truth, it's not the economy, it's not the luck. It's one simple decision that they got completely wrong. Look around at your friends right now in their 20s, the ones consistently jumping from crypto to dropshipping to Amazon FBA to real estate investment to whatever new opportunity hit their reels, short, and TikTok feed this week. How many of them are actually wealthy? Not just making money, actually wealthy. Almost none of them. Why? Because they have bought into this idea that opportunity is a scarce resource. It's not. What's scarce is your ability to execute. I have worked with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and I can tell you exactly what the path to broke at 30 looks like. Monday, I'm going all in on Amazon FBA. 2 weeks later, actually, that real estate investing course looks way better. 1 month later, my friend is crushing it with his agency. I should try that too. 3 months later, maybe I should just learn to code. Each pivot feels logical in that moment. Each restart feels like progress, but it's actually a regression to zero every single time. Here's what most people don't realize, the cost of starting over is not just time you have invested, is the compound interest on mastery you have forfeited. Let me say that again to emphasize. Every time you restart, you are not just losing months, you are losing the exponential returns that come from sticking to one path only. This is why I developed what I call the singular path framework. It's based on one core truth. Wealth doesn't come from finding the perfect opportunity, it comes from becoming the perfect executor of any viable opportunity. And this principle has three parts that I will break down for you today. First, selecting your singular focus. Second, installing commitment infrastructure. Third, implementing progressional mastery. Let me break down each component for you to better understand the framework. Component 1, selecting your singular focus. First, you need to pick one path, not five, not three, only one path. But here's the key most people miss. The specific path matters far less than your ability to execute on it. Let's destroy a myth right now. There is no perfect business model. Every business model that exists today has created millionaires and bankruptcies. So instead of asking what's the best business model right now, you should be asking this four question to yourself. First, does this business model have proven wealthy practitioners? Meaning, are there actual people with real wealth, not just Instagram real wealth, who have made it work? Second, does this business leverage my existing advantages? What skills, connection, or knowledge do you already have that would give you a head start? Third, can I see myself doing this for 10 years, even if the first 3 years are brutal? Fourth, does the math work? Can this realistically get me to my wealth target? A business that scores 9 out of 10 on all four factors that you actually execute on will outperform a perfect 10 out of 10 business that you execute occasionally every single time. The trap that keeps people broke at 30 is perpetually believing there's a better opportunity around the corner. Component 2, installing the commitment infrastructure. Once you have selected your path, you need to make quitting more painful than continuing. Here's the reality, your future self will want to quit. That's guaranteed. Your future self will see shiny objects. Your future self will rationalize why this is not working. So at present, you need to set up systems that make it nearly impossible for future you to bail out. Here's how. First, make massive public declaration. Tell everyone what you are doing, not in a casual way, in an I'm absolutely doing this, you can hold me accountable way. Second, create financial handcuffs for yourself. Invest enough money into your chosen path that walking away would be financially painful for you. Third, find an accountability partner who's on the same path but 2 3 years ahead of you. Pay them if necessary. Meet weekly, no excuses. Fourth, Eliminate alternatives, delete other business courses, unsubscribe from unrelated newsletters, leave Facebook or other community groups about other opportunities. The strongest form of commitment is not motivation, it's creating an environment where following through is easier than quitting. Component 3, implementing progressional mastery. The final component is understanding that mastery doesn't happen all at once. It happens in progressive stages. Most people in 20s fail because they expect to go from zero to expert in months, then get frustrated when they are still struggling and jump to something new, restarting the whole clock again. Instead, divide your 10-year mastery goal into three distinct phases. Phase 1, year 1 and 2. The foundation phase. This is where you focus purely on learning the fundamentals. You're not trying to innovate. You're not trying to go viral. You're trying to become technically sound at the basic skills. During this phase, your sole metric is skill acquisition, not income. If you make money, great, but that's a byproduct, not your goal. I have seen people quit businesses after 6 months because it's not working when they haven't even mastered the basic skills yet. Phase 2, from 3 years to 5 years, the efficiency phase. Once you have the fundamentals, now you focus on becoming efficient. How do you produce same results with less time, effort and resources? This is where you start developing system, automating processes and delegating what you can. In this phase, your metrics shift from efficiency to optimization, how you can do more with less. Phase 3, 6 to 10 years. The scale phase only after you have mastered the fundamentals and become efficient should you focus on scale. This is when you have earned the right to think bigger. Now you can leverage what you have built into something truly substantial. Your metric here shift to leverage and exponential growth. The mistake most people in their 20s make is trying to operate in phase 3 when they have not completed the phase 1 yet. Here's a real example. I had a client who wanted to build a marketing agency. He spent his first 18 months doing nothing but delivering results for 5 clients. No fancy website, no complex system, just results. By year 3, he had systems that allowed him to serve 25 clients. By year 5, he had a team of 12 people and 50 plus clients, and he was making an average of $2,000 on per client. He's 31 now with a solid profitable agency. His friends who were jumping between opportunities, most of them are starting over again. Let me give you 3 wealth accelerators that will compress your timeline even further. These are force multipliers that make your singular focus exponentially more powerful. First accelerator, the 80-20 skill acquisition method. Most people waste their first year learning the wrong skill. They try to learn everything, which means they master nothing. Instead, identify the 20% of skills in your chosen path that drive 80% of the results. Then focus obsessively on those few critical skills only. In direct response marketing, for example, the ability to write compelling headlines and create irresistible offers will outperform every other skill combined. One client focused exclusively on these 2 skills for 6 months and 4x'd his business, while other competitors who were trying to master every new platform made only incremental gains at the best. The formula is very simple. Identify the critical few skills, practice them daily, and ignore everything else until you have achieved the mastery. Accelerator 2, the minimum viable hours system. Most people think more hours equals more progress. It doesn't. What matters is cognitive intensity, not time spent. 1 hour of deep focus work will outperform 10 hours of distracted efforts. Always. Create a system where you commit to just 1 hour per day of absolutely uninterrupted work on your most critical skill. No phone, no email, no distraction whatsoever. It's not about working more hours, it's about working the right hours with the right intensity. Accelerator 3, the one formula doctrine. The fastest wealth builders I have seen all do the same thing. They find one formula that works, then repeat it relentlessly. They don't constantly reinvent, they refine and repeat. One e commerce client I work with discovered a basic product to email funnel that worked like magic. Instead of launching multiple stores or jumping platforms, he replicated the exact funnel 23 times with only changing the end product. By the end of third month, his team built funnels in days instead of weeks, cut acquisition cost in half, and nearly tripled their profit margins. The magic was not finding a better model, it was becoming the best executor of a proven one. Find your formula, document it, refine it, and then repeat it until you can do it in your sleep. We call it SOPs, Standard Operating Procedures. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I pick the wrong thing? What if market changes? Look, no path is future proof. Industries evolve, technologies change, but the people who get rich are not the ones who predicted every market shift correctly. They are the ones who got so good at their craft that they could adapt when changes came. Amazon started selling books, Netflix made DVDs, Microsoft made basic operating systems. The specific products was not what made them successful, it was their progressive mastery of their core business principles. But what about diversification? Shouldn't I have multiple income streams? Yes, eventually. But diversification is a wealth preservation strategy, not a wealth creation strategy. Let me say that again to emphasize. Diversification is for preserving wealth, not creating it. Every substantial fortune in history started with concentrated effort. Only after creating wealth should you focus on diversifying it. But I don't know what my passion is yet. Good, because passion is overrated crap. Passion follows mastery, not other way around. You become passionate about what you are good at. You get good at what you consistently do. So pick something viable and get good at it. The passion will follow. But I'm afraid of missing out on better opportunities. This fear keeps more people broke than any economy factor. The truth is, when you become truly excellent at one thing, more opportunities will come to you than you can possibly pursue. I have never seen someone master one business area and then struggle to find opportunities. I have only seen people who never master anything consistently hunting for the next shortcut. There's something I want to tell you about the growth curve of singular focus. It's critical to understand this. Progress is not linear. It follows what I call the mastery J curve. In the first 12 to 18 months, your progress will be painfully slow. In fact, you might see people who are jumping between opportunities appear to make faster progress than you. This is the valley of disappointment where most people quit. But if you push through, something magical happens around 18 to 24 month mark. Your growth curve bends sharply upward. What took you a month now takes a week. What seemed impossible becomes routine. By year 3, your growth is exponential, while everyone who kept restarting is still stuck in month 2 of their newest venture. The difference between broke at 30 and wealthy at 30 comes down to whether you can push through the valley of disappointment to reach the exponential portion of the curve. So here's what I want you to do right now. First, choose your one path based on the 4 criteria I outlined. Second, commit to a minimum of 1000 days of focused execution. That's roughly 3 years. Third, create your commitment infrastructure this week. Public declaration, financial handcuffs, accountability partner, and elimination of alternatives. Fourth, map out your phase 1. Focus for the next 24 months. What specific skills do you need to master? How will you measure progress? Fifth, implementing the 3 accelerators: 80-20 skill acquisition, minimum viable hour, and 1 formula doctrine. If you do just these 5 things, I assure you will be on the wealthy side of 30, not the broke side. The truth is very simple. The difference between broke at 30 and wealthy at 30 is not luck, timing, or connection. It's the decision to pursue singular focus over perpetual distraction. Most people will never make this decision. They will keep restarting, keep looking for the next better opportunity, believing that the next opportunity will transform their life. And that's great news for you, because while they are starting over for the 10th time, you'll be entering year 3 of your mastery journey, seeing results that they cannot even imagine. If this resonates with you, I want you to do something right now. In the comment, write down your one singular focus and how long you commit to pursuing it without distraction. Make it public. Create the first piece of commitment infrastructure right now. And if you have already wasted years jumping between opportunities, don't beat yourself up. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Your clock on the 1000 days starts now. The only question is, will you still be restarting at 30 or will you be reaping the rewards of your singular focus? If you found value in this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.